Hey there, YouTube. Doc's Motorcycle Service. Rawr, 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 rawr. Welcome back to the backyard. Come on in, YouTube.
As far as when we got to the cabin, this cabin was really nice. It had a small kitchen. It had a separate bedroom. It had a full bath. Now, I did take my towels just because I like bath sheets and not postage stamps. So that was just one thing that was my own personal preference. They had towels available, so we didn't need to do that. The sheets were available. We didn't have to worry about taking sheets. It was just my personal preference. But I mean, just normal stuff. You know, obviously your clothes and that kind of thing. One thing I will remind you, or keynote, is when you're not typically riding somewhere, you have a tendency to forget or not remember the helmet.
Oh, God, yeah.
The boots.
Yes.
The chaps. I mean, those were things that I had ingrained in my head to make sure that I remembered, because we weren't riding to have those things on or to have them on the bike. So I do want to recall and make sure that you remember those things.
Yes, and real quick, two things. If your bike has an alarm system on it,
yes,
make sure that you put the fob on the bike. If not, them lights are going to flash all the way there, especially if you're in an enclosed trailer and you don't see them. And guess what you're going to find when you get there? A dead battery.
Yes.
So not only that, but take you a battery tender and a drop cord with you.
Right.
So if you do run into a problem while you're out there, you can limp it back to where you're staying, take that drop cord, that battery tender, and get that battery charged back up. Remember my battery video? I'll link to it right here, and the tender video I'll put right there as well if they're not separated. One more thing about traveling there. Excuse me, 200 miles. That's your gas stops every 200 miles. Do it. Everybody tops off at 200 miles, whether they need it or not. And here's why. If you find yourself stuck in traffic,
yes,
this Dodge here at home gets about 20.2 miles a gallon the way I drive it. Brother, let me tell you something. We were getting like 7.2 miles per gallon out there with that Hemi, okay? You want gas in your tank, especially if you hit a construction zone or an accident. Yeah, we hit an accident coming into St. Louis, and I would suggest that you use some type of GPS, either Waze or Google or what have you, that gives you the pop-up notifications about accidents and stuff like that. We were coming into St. Louis. It was about 11:30 at night.
Yep.
And we made a turn. We come across the river and we hit the ramp, and it was deadlocked. And one of the guys that was with us was paying attention to what was going on, but instead of trying to let us know what was going on, he was trying to find an alternate way to get us out of it, but it was just too late. I mean, honest to God, it was a blessing, because we were probably 15 vehicles back from a 5-car pileup.
Yep.
2 of them were upside down. And guess what we sat there and did for an hour and 15 minutes? Idle. Had we not had full gas, because we filled up just outside of St. Louis,
yes,
we could have potentially had some problems of our own right there. But it was a good time to get out and check the straps. It was a good time to get some water out of the cooler and have a snack. Check a different route, what have you. We got through it. It was a blessing. But I'm sorry, because we both got a cold. We're both getting worse. We want to knock this out before we can't talk any. Now we're going to move into the segment on choosing where to stay. So we started planning for this trip when? In January?
September of last year.
In September of last year.
It was almost a year.
Yeah. And you probably figured out by now I'm thorough. Okay. Linda's the same way, and this was a bucket list.
Yes.
For us. So we weren't going to stay at a $20 a night hotel, right? Just not going to do it.
And we weren't going to do a campsite in a camp, in a tent. No.
YouTube, Linda don't like no tent.
No. I need creature comforts.
So my suggestion to you is Sturgis is filled with opportunities for you to stay at your comfort level.
Yes.
Okay? We stayed at a campground. I'm not going to tell you the name of it. You can find it yourself based off what we said. But it had, I think it had 110 different places for you to lay your head. Some of them was a site with a little parking area and a tent with electricity. Okay? Old boy showed up, guy and gal showed up on a trike with a little trailer that had some kind of pop-out tent that came out of it, and they plugged in a drop cord to power a fan, a small AC unit, camping AC unit, and they were good to go. Guy right beside them had a trike, had a one-man tent. He pulled that out of the back of his trike, set it up, no electricity, he was good.
Yep.
Right beside them was a small cabin that had a microwave and a full-size bed.
That was it.
That was it. No electricity. I'm sorry, electricity, but no AC. We were right across the road from them. We had the full bed, the living room, the kitchen, microwave, refrigerator, bathroom, shower stall, sink. Loved it. Across from us was a 4-bedroom cabin with 2 baths, living room, full kitchen, wraparound porch, big driveway. I think there was 5 bikes there.
I think so, at least
5 bikes and maybe 7 or 8 people. Perfect. From that is your pull-in toy haulers or your pull-in RVs. And if you don't know what a toy hauler is a big RV. But the way you figure them out is they don't have windows in the back because they have a ramp that falls down and you put your toys in it, whether it's your motorcycles or your four-wheelers, your gators, your golf carts, what have you. And what these guys would do is they had premiums for them as well. They pull up and they have all their hookups. They hook up their power, they hook up their water, and they hook up their sewer, and they have gravel. Some have all that with a concrete pad. Some have all that with a concrete pad and a jacuzzi.
Yeah.
And then you unhook your truck and you take the truck and you park it somewhere else. Then you have your drive-in RVs with a trailer behind it for your toys. And basically you drive that up to where you're going. You take the bikes out, you unhook the trailer in one area, and then you drive the RV to another area, park it, sorry YouTube, and you live in that until you're ready to go. And then you just park your bikes in front of your RV at night. So it was pretty cool. Again, well, I mean, it was a great place. The place that we stayed at had brought in some people to cook breakfast and supper every morning. You had to pay for it, but it was good. Yeah. They had shower stalls. They had a pool. They had a jacuzzi.
Laundry
rooms. They had what they called a beer garden, which was a pretty damn nice place to hang out at night.
Bar.
And had live entertainment every night. So you could get shit-faced there at night and not worry about catching a charge. One other thing about where you're staying, especially if you stay at a campground, well, actually 2 things. Ask them what kind of roads they have. Because the majority of them start off paved, but then they go to gravel.
Yes.
If you ain't rode on gravel, learn to ride on gravel. And then ask the campground people, is there anything special about your campground we need to know about? because this one campground allowed you to walk around fully nude if you chose to. Now, you know,
that wasn't the one we were at.
No, that wasn't the one we was at. But you might think, damn, that's pretty cool, Doc, walking around full naked. Until you realize the only people that are doing it are 60 and 70-year-old males and females.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do your investigating. Read the reviews before you put your money down. Alright? So, now, you're there, you're checked in, you're going into Sturgis. You know, when you start looking up Sturgis, I mean, you go to any website or you type in what not to do at the Daytona Rally, or what's it like at the Daytona Rally, or what's it like at the Sturgis Rally, or what's it like at the Myrtle Beach Rally, or whatever. You're going to find all these websites with all these people talking about all these things not to do. And I'm going to say this, okay, let me just go ahead and make some people mad. So go ahead and make them mad.
Okay. Going to anyway.
Yeah. The first rally you go to should not be Sturgis. Okay? If you're a new rider, if you've been riding less than 10 months or a year, and you don't ride that bike every day, don't put your on a motorcycle and go to Sturgis. Don't. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you something. We left on a Wednesday. We got there on a Friday. This was the weekend before the rally started on Monday. That Saturday morning, there were 750,000 motorcycles in downtown Sturgis. Okay? You can be mad at me if you want to. But if you don't ride that bike every day, if you're an enthusiast or you're a motorcyclist, okay, or you just got it like Wednesday and you're headed out Wednesday with it on a trailer, don't do it. You're a danger to yourself, you're a danger to the people you're riding with, and you're a danger to the other motorcyclists out there. Alright, don't do it. Don't put all your pretty little bracelets on and your big ass knife down here and all your rings on your fingers over here and then show up at a bike rally pretending to be a biker, because your skill set is not there. Okay? Because you will find yourself in a situation where you'll be going through a town and you're sharing that road at 10 o'clock in the morning with 200,000 other motorcycles. Everybody fighting to get in one of the 3 gas stations.
Yeah. That's
downtown. Alright? And now you're dealing with the cops who are watching everything that you're doing, either correctly or incorrectly, and looking for a reason to pull you over. Okay? So, if you ain't got the experience on the bike, get some more experience and then go next year. Because I tell you this, when you can ride that bike, you'll enjoy the experience a lot more. Right? The people you're with will enjoy it a lot more because you're not holding them back. And for God's sakes, learn to use a GPS. Don't be so damn vain that you won't put a cell phone holder on the handlebars of your bike when you're leading a group of people. This one idiot that we went out there with, he was so vain on his Heritage Softail, he didn't want to put a cell phone on it. He wanted to remember everything by map. We stopped 3 times within 15 minutes for him to figure out where the hell we were going. And then we got so lost, we went 45 minutes into the Black Hills because he took us 180 degrees the wrong way, and nobody had cell service, and nobody knew where the hell we were. So we had to ride around till one of us got cell service to figure out now we're an hour and 15 minutes from where we started. So now we got to drive an hour and 15 minutes back to where we were to go 15 minutes to where we wanted to go. We were on the motorcycles for nearly 3 hours. And thank God, Linda packed water for us because it was about 100 degrees that day. And out in the Black Hills and then National Forest, there's some places to pull over and get something to drink, but you're going to pay double for them. Anyway, down my rant. Make sure you have some bungee cords on your bike.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to find that you're going to want to bring back with you. Try to hit the mom and pop places. try to spend your money with the people that are there 52 weeks a year.
Right.
And not just 2 weeks a year. Breakfast, gifts, food, do your reviews on your restaurants, that sort of thing. Make sure that you have all the gear that you think you're going to need. We took a light hoodie and some gloves with us because there was a couple mornings out there that
it was probably in the 60s,
yeah,
which for us would be cool.
Yeah. But I mean, you're running 70 miles an hour down the interstate, then your hands gonna get cold, your body's gonna get cold. I'm just saying, take all the gear that you think that you're gonna need out there. It's just like riding anywhere else. So YouTube, as always, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for coming by the backyard, and ride safe, handle your business, save some money, and